Hey guys, it's Matt White here, and today I'm bringing you a video that I shot about a month ago, and it's the unboxing and installation of a turbo that I bought from Black Panther Motorsports on eBay. It's a K04 XLB, so it's a larger version of the standard K04 turbo for the Mark IV GTI, and I guess it would probably work with Mark I Audi TT as well. The deal is I'll put links in the description below. The turbo, just an update, it has been running for over 3,000 miles now, and it's given me no issues. I haven't done a video of like a full hard pull or driving on the road yet because I'm still working with the tuner, and the tune's not quite right. I'm running a little lean. It produces a lot of boost, and it's really consistent. It's not like the K04 that really drops off, into the teens. In high RPMs, this thing, it wants to, it'll hold 22 PSI, 23, 24. I mean, it'll hold it up high. It's pretty awesome. And if you just do full boost, it'll hit like 36 pounds. I mean, you don't want to run it like that, it'll blow up. But it's like way more than I expected. It sounds good. We'll see how it does with longevity, and I'll definitely do another update video here in a couple months, and especially once I get the tune going. But I've been traveling a lot for work, and so it's been difficult to get it all together. So here's the video. Hey guys, it's Matthew White here, and a lot of you may know me as the opera singer, but there's something you may not know about me, and it's I love cars. And today I'm actually doing an unboxing. This is a K04-001 XLB. And what that means is it's got a billet compressor wheel, and it's slightly larger than the standard K04-001. In my Mark IV right now, I'm running a K04-001, and this should be a significant boost in power. And based on his dyno readings, we'll see how it goes. So let's get into it.
First thing I would say is the packaging is pretty stellar. I mean, lots of plastic. And so far, we've got tons of insulation.
Padding. All right, so we have an exhaust gasket, a manifold gasket, an oil gasket, and a bunch of studs for the turbo. This is what bolts into the exhaust. Looks good so far. More padding. We'll keep going through this. And what we've been waiting for, the turbo itself. All right, so let's see if I can get a better view of this, or if I can get it up here. All right, so first off, have some nice plastic bag, because these things are covered in oil, and already this thing looks great. Wow. This exhaust side housing looks like it's gonna have way more flow. It's a lot larger. All the proper plugs for your oil line. It's a little lubed in there already. Just really awesome. It's pretty cold outside, so this thing is really cold. It just came in the mail. Let's see how the nice. The wastegate is stiff. We'll play with that in a little bit with the compression tester. And let's check on this turbine wheel. The housing is cast really well. I'm not sure. I mean, here's the thing. These cars are, the 1.8T's been around for 20 years, a little over 20 years. And people are always saying, like, don't go cheap parts, don't go Chinese parts. And the thing is, if you really do your research and you look for the right things online, you can most likely build a car for a lot cheaper than $15,000, which is what some of these guys are spending. It's ridiculous. And they say, oh, don't do that. Your car's gonna blow up. I've been running a K04-001 and max speeding rods. I mean, a lot of Chinese parts, stuff off eBay. And I've gotten 5,000 miles with no problem so far. I just want a little more power. And this do your research, guys. You can find really great deals and you can build things on a budget. So I'm gonna try to get some better views of this. I'll do a little camera angle here in a minute. Little side to side play, which is good because your journal bearing, once it fills up with oil, but I'm not scraping anything at all. There's no in and out play, just a little bit of side to side, and it feels really good. These, I'm gonna get a different shot here if I can. I mean, this is big compared to standard K04. I'll take a measurement later and let you guys know what that is. But so far, I'm gonna give them unpackaging a solid A. There's even some foam in the bottom here to hold this turbo. The car's cooling down right now. I'll videotape some of it. We're gonna do a removal of the old turbo, we'll do a side-to-side comparison, and then we'll do an installation, and we'll take some, hopefully take some video of it running. So, see you out there. Guys, here we are in the garage, and this is the engine bay of my Mark IV. The first thing we're gonna do is raise the car up and drain the coolant and oil, and then we're gonna get into it. And as you can see, right back in there is the turbo. And you've got 3 exhaust manifold bolts, and then you've got your 4 bolts to the downpipe. So once we get that off, get rid of the piping here, and we can start pulling the turbo out. All right, guys, I'm draining the coolant right now. I already drained the oil. Didn't think I needed to videotape that. But one thing I found about draining coolant is I put the car on a slight angle. We'll blur out that license plate. But it's drained into a clean bucket. We'll reuse that coolant. It's only got about 6,000 miles in it, so. All right, guys, so I just loosened the connectors for my diverter valve, which I'm gonna pull directly out of my turbo inlet pipe. And I loosened the connections for my intercooler piping off the turbo. So I should be able to get this off. And then from here, I can pull out the N75 from the turbo inlet pipe. Which is out now, and I just need to loosen this one off, which is the N75 to the intercooler piping, the hot piping off the turbo. Had to make my own bung. I also got these intercooler piping kit off eBay, and it works great. No need to spend $500 on aluminum piping. That's just absurd. The only thing I had to do was make this bung here for the N75 connection, but it's that simple. And already I can see that, so part of the thing with this turbo, one of the reasons I wanted to change it is this was $160 on eBay. I bought one of the bearing replacement kits off of another guy on YouTube, and I'll put his link in the description below. But this turbo, which normally people would say will last you 300 miles and it's going to blow up, this one's gone over 5,000 miles. It has a whine like the Dinistrol whine, only when you're boosting over 10 pounds. And as I can see pretty well, there's a good bit of oil coming off this turbo. So I think that's not the best sign. And it's one of the other reasons why I wanted to replace this turbo. So, hey, oil's clean though. All right, I just got the turbo inlet pipe out, and I'm gonna be replacing this turbo inlet pipe because the new turbo has a different inlet diameter, so this will not fit anymore. Can't see now, but when I get the turbo out, it's actually pretty much covered in oil, so I'm glad we're replacing it now. All right, guys, I just removed the turbo oil return and the turbo coolant return from the back of the block, and I also unscrewed all the nuts from the exhaust, the downpipe, and then I lowered the car. One thing you'll notice is I changed my shirt. When you're removing the coolant return, have a pan ready. I got soaked. There's still a lot of coolant left in the block. I had a pan, but you're still gonna get soaked, so just be prepared. Now I'm gonna try to take the turbo out from the top. So we'll see how it goes. Turbo's out. So now let's take a look. This is the turbo that was in there. It's an Motoza K04-001. If you look closely, I don't know if you can see, but I have not one bent fin, but two bent fins. And the thing is, on this turbo, there's no in and out play. So I think the whine was just misbalanced because these turbo fins got bent. Something got in there. And it's got a lot of oil on it. I'm not sure if that's just, people say that oil seals, but who knows. All right, comparing side to side, this turbo's intake is much larger. We'll take a good look here in a second. Look at the size difference. I mean, this thing looks sweet. Double fins, billet, single fins, non-billet, and tiny. I really, really hope that this gives the type of power they were talking about, because, I mean, it looks great. Getting a turbo out's not that bad. I did it without taking the exhaust manifold off because I have aftermarket oil and coolant lines.
All right, so check this with the caliper. Internal diameter on this is 47. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 47 and a little bit on the K04 XLB. On the 001, we've got 38. Wow. Between 47 and 48. Man, it's a big difference.
All right, we got first start on the K04 XLB. And got a little bit of smoke. That's just from stuff burning off the turbo, hopefully. We'll give it a little bit of time, get the coolant filled up. But primed it, turned over the engine without the injectors, and the coil pack's plugged in 3 times. Let it sit, did it again. Definitely got enough oil pressure. And it's running good. All right, guys, so this is about roughly 3,000 miles after installing the turbo, and I'm just gonna do a cold start and show you guys what's up. It's running great still, and we'll do a little walk around, check out the engine bay. Let me pop that in the hood. It's a lovely balmy day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Give me 1 second. Okay. So the thing's still running great. Boosting hard. And this is just to conclude, you know, like, that you can get an eBay turbo I've got the homemade rear seat delete set up. I like it a lot. And I don't know if you can see, got a oil change about to happen. Leather interior from a Jetta. Amazon radio. But I mean, the things, I did this paint. It's from paintforcars.com. It's their candy apple metallic. I don't know if you can tell, it's not the best paint job. Honestly, I did it in a rush, but the paint's nice.